Luke Robinson, things I said we talked about him, and I got digressed into the COVIDs. Scully says he should get the job in the League Express this week. He's obviously got very experienced people around him in Andy Kelly and Kim Williams. Should he be given a go? Phil's obviously in favour. John, what do you think?
Oh, I think he should definitely be given a go. I guess the issue is that he's been at the club a long time, and that club, obviously, they won, I think it was 2013, they won the League Leaders' Shield under Paul Anderson, and that team mostly has been dismantled. I mean, that was 7 years ago. It's mostly been dismantled, but they've underachieved in their history in Super League, and they have a rich owner who spends a lot of money, but they don't really seem to be up there amongst it. So whether they need someone else to come in and kind of rip things up and start anew, it's probably open for debate. They've got a lot of good young players coming through, which is a really positive thing, and I think they need to keep bringing those through and put that focus on the youth and try and build a new culture with those young guys. But look, I think if Robinson can get them firing, in all due respect, beating Wakefield at the moment is probably not the hardest proposition. But, if they can knock off Warrington or St Helens or Wigan in the next couple of weeks, or, or one of the top teams, then yeah. And, I think he should be given a chance to prove what he can do. But, yeah, you would think they would look locally anyway, because of obviously the travel restrictions and also the expense. You would think they would look in the English market. And there are a lot of coaches available. I mean, Brian McDermott might be available in a few days. I mean, Sean Wayne, he hasn't coached England at all. So you can't really argue that he couldn't coach a club team and England at the same time. I mean, he's probably not interested in the Huddersfield job, but I'm just saying that there are quite a few coaches out there. And then, there's some in the Championship who'd be very good contenders, like Danny Ward, I think is a fantastic coach. I think James Ford is a fantastic coach as well. So there's no shortage of contenders, I would say. And another one is Lee Radford. I think is proven, to be a good coach. Obviously, things didn't end well for him at Hull, but I think he definitely deserves a different start somewhere else. So, yeah, there's a lot of names out there if that's the way they're looking. And from what I understand, they are the short list that they had. Not that I was given any names, but I was told that they're looking, fairly high profile and successful in terms of experienced applicants.
Lee Radford, of course, wasn't sacked on the telly just before anyone mentions that, just to make sure people know that. Well, it was good to see the story. I think it was Gareth Walker in the Mirror, wasn't it, about him still coaching his son's under-6 team at Siddle alongside his role at Huddersfield. And that's the kind of fun story, Phil, that people like these days. That's a good news story for Rugby League. Here's a top-flight coach still getting his hands dirty at the grassroots.
Yeah, I think that sums up Luke Robinson as well. Tells you a lot about his character. I think if you were to perhaps put him together with maybe Chris Thorman, I don't know if Thorman's looking to, be an assistant or a head coach in his own right in his next move, and was starting to do a good job at Workington. But I just think it's about Huddersfield deciding what they want to be, because if they go for a high-profile coach, history would say perhaps an assistant from an NRL club, then he will want to recruit in a certain way. I think what they've got is a core of really good local youngsters who will respond to a Luke Robinson and a Chris Thorman and Andy Kelly perhaps in partnership, and that is the hierarchy that you could bring in that brings a longer, more sustained success. And clearly, yes, you want to bring in big name players. They'll do everything they can to hold on to Aidan Caesar, although you do suspect that the guy who bought him in is now gone, and he's going to be in demand at the higher level of an NRL club. But I just think if Huddersfield decide that local is best, that giving young talent that they have nurtured and now has gained a certain level of Super League experience and has the potential to only get better, can flourish under the scheme that's brought them through, then that's a more important decision than going and getting Newcastle's assistant coach, which they've done on at least 24 occasions.
Look, you've got to get Nathan Brown's seal of approval. That's the main thing. Well, Brownie goes.